This is Kugan Cassis for IFL TV. We're in Sims's gym here in Hainault. With me, I've got Tony Sims. How are you, Governor?
Alright, Kugan.
How are you? You alright?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate.
All good. Well, we've just learnt that you're going to be the new trainer to Ricky Burns. Talk to me about how this came about.
Yeah, I got a phone call from Eddie Hearn a couple of weeks ago, asking me if I'm interested in training Ricky. I didn't really realise that he'd split up with Billy Nelson, so I wanted to speak to Billy before I said yes or no, which I did do. Spoke to Billy. Billy's all good with it, because I think the problem with Ricky, and there was no problem with Billy and Ricky, the problem was that Ricky was just going stale up in where he was training, and he wanted a fresh start. So you know, I cleared the air with Billy and that, so that's all good. And Ricky's been down here since Monday training.
So this has all happened quite recently?
Very recent, yeah. Within the last couple of weeks, it's all happened, yeah.
What is it as a trainer do you look at? I mean, Ricky's a two-weight world champion, but that aside, what is it about Ricky that makes you think, yeah, I think I can do something with him? Or
just by talking to him at first, his desire still to be a champion, and I think that's a massive part in a fighter. If they lose that desire through getting beat, you know, and you need to have that desire to want to train and to want to be someone, you know, and if they lose that desire after getting beat, then they're hard, obviously, to train, you know what I mean? Because they don't really want to do it mentally. They don't really want to do it, and that's where it come hard work. But with Ricky already this week, I've noticed that he's got a massive desire to come back from this defeat. He wants to learn from this defeat, you know, and he wants to come back and win a world title again. And if the desire's there and the will's there, you know, he'll train hard and make that happen for him.
Ricky's last three performances, of his own admission, wouldn't have been his best, and he's obviously lost his world title in his last fights to Terence Crawford. What do you think about this? You know, the mental state and where is Ricky right now?
I think the problem was, as we were saying earlier, that he'd gone stale where he was training, and if you're not happy in your environment, what you're working in, then you're not going to perform. And I had this conversation with him. I said to him, you know, how's your mental state of mind coming into the fight? Say, i.e. the last 2 or 3 fights where you haven't performed. How was your mental state knowing that you didn't really want to go to the gym every day? You didn't really want to put yourself through the paces because you was, you know, not happy in the environment you was working in. You know, and he said, obviously, he weren't happy in what he was doing, and that affected, obviously that's going to affect anybody's performance. You know, you're not going to be 110% going into the ring, being not in the right state of mind, you know, and I think that's what's happened to him. Now, whether he can reinstate that by being down here remains to be seen, but if he's enjoying his training and he's enjoying being down here, you know, and he's got peace of mind that he feels good in what he's doing, then his mental state will be a lot better going into the ring on a night.
For someone who's held a world title for quite a considerable amount of time, do you think that Ricky needs to drop from that level to be able to regain back to that level?
Well, obviously his next fight is not going to be for a world title, so he's obviously got to build himself back up. But I think he still needs to fight a decent fighter still. It's not worth dropping all the way down, you know, and fighting bums, you know what I mean? So he needs to fight decent contenders still, which I think he will do.
What about him dropping back down to British level? What is that an option?
I don't think he needs to do that, you know, as you were saying earlier, he's held the title for so long that he don't need to drop all the way back down to British level. You know, I'd like to see him fight a top 10 ranked fighter still out of any organisation, and you know, obviously have that fight, maybe another fight, and then get back in for the world title. It'd be nice for us to work on stuff as well in the meantime, with not having the pressure of a world title straight away on him. So I think Eddie will get him the right opponent for this next fight, a decent opponent, and a good opponent for where he can come back and get a bit more confidence in what he's doing. As I say, if he's happy in his environment and what his working place, then hopefully coming into the ring he'll have that fulfilment of winning again, you know.
I mean, the reason I mentioned, obviously, coming down to whatever level you want to call it, but the lightweight division in this country, as we know, is absolutely red hot, and there is some great domestic fights there, isn't there, potentially? We've got one this Saturday with Colin Murray, and obviously you've got Kevin, and there's, you know, it's always been a strong division, but can you see Ricky being involved in these kind of domestic fights at any stage of his career?
I'd like to see Ricky regain the world title off of whatever organisation he fights for it, and then if one of the Brits become a good top 5-4-3 contender, then it'd be a good all British battle like you had Kevin and Ricky fight in the past, and that catches the public imagination. So I'd like to see that, but I don't think it's not in his. It's not a good fight now to build himself back up into world level to fight a British level fighter at the moment. I don't think he needs to do that. He needs to get in with a couple of top 10 contenders and then capture another world title. I think he's capable of doing it.
That was going to be my next question. You fully think he's capable of getting back to where he was?
I really do, yeah, I really do, because just looking at him this week, you know, he's got a lot of desire to train. He wants to train, he wants to learn, you know, and as long as you've got that in you still, then I think he can, you know. And if we get the right fights for him now, which I know Eddie will do, I think he can capture that in another 2 or 3 fights.
I've just had a quick chat with him out there, but you can just tell us how. Will he be based here prior to fights? Is that how it will work with Ricky? Yeah,
he'll be based. Well, we've got 12 weeks to the fight now, and he's based here from Monday. We fly to Spain next week for 2 weeks. We're flying into Spain with Kevin for camp, and Ricky's coming with us for camp. So when we come back here, we're based here right till his fight. So yeah, he'll be based 8 to 10 weeks out from each fight.
And obviously there's some opponents being mentioned rather, but nothing's been confirmed yet as who will fight potentially in June.
No, nothing's been confirmed. We're looking at a couple of decent opponents who are ranked in pretty high in the organisations, and I'll see what Eddie Hearn can come up with. That's his little job to do.
All right, well, listen, Tony, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and yeah, I'll probably see you up in Manchester Saturday.
Yeah, definitely, I'll be there.
Helping your brother out?
Helping my brother out with Tyler Goodjohn. He's got him fighting for the English title against Tyrone Nurse, so that should be a good little fight. Definitely, definitely. All right, Tony Sims, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and we'll catch up with you soon. Nice one, Coogan. Thank you very much. Soon, mate.